Good afternoon, teacher.
Good afternoon. Okay, so we'll continue the lecture for index. Let me have a recap for what we learned last week. Okay, our topic is index. This is our learning topic. Okay, rule. A to the m power times a to the n power. If the base, this is called base. If the base are the same, BASE. So what we are going to do, we pass the index. This is the index. Index will be passed together. If the base aren't the same, you can't do that, okay? You have to create the same base, then so you can work on that, okay? So let's give an example to recap your memory first, okay? So you have 2 to the n power times, I use a number, 2 to the 5th power times 2 to the 6th power. Okay, so since the base are the same, the two are the same, this is the base. So what we can do, we can pass the index. 2 to the 5th power plus 6th power. So our final answer is 2 to the 11th power. Okay, so that would be our final answer. Okay, let's go back to our example. Okay, let's do question 15. We have 6 m to the 3rd power n to the 3rd power times n to the 3rd power times 8 m to the 2nd power n to the 3rd power. Okay, so what we are going to do first, we look at the constant. The constant, that means the number not change, the fixed number, we call in mathematics, we call constant. So we times the constant first. 6 times 8, 48. And then we settle the next index. It must be the same index. M is the same index. With the same base, what we are going to do, we pass their index together. And then the last one, we look at the index n. They are the same. All right, let me put it in blue. So we pass the index together, 3 on their top, 3 plus 3. Okay, so the last step always simplify the thing we do. So m to the 5th power, n to the 6th power, that would be our final answer. Okay, let me do the 6 nicely. Okay, is it okay? Santos?
Yes, okay.
Yeah,
I can
okay.
understand a little.
You understand, very good. So copy it first. Copy the
Done
note
copying.
first. Okay. Eliza, copy it. You're okay, right? Good, very good. Good. Copy all the note and move slowly, okay? Hi, Carols. We are talking about index, okay? Question number 15, 6 m to the 3rd power n to the 3rd power times 8 m to the 2nd power n to the 3rd power. First, we times the constant together. The constant, that means the number which we cannot change it. That's why we call constant. 6 times 8, 48, and then look for the same index, m. Okay, so the index base, the base are the same, then pass the index together. Okay, the index is the small number on the top. And then after that, blue color, n. Okay, the base are the same, and then pass the index, the little guy on the top of the number together, 3 plus 3. So therefore, you have 48 m to the fifth power and n to the sixth power. Okay, so I go for the next question. 16. We have 6 to the x second power times, remember the little dot in the middle is called times, okay? You don't want, in this situation, you don't want to put the times like this. Let me show you. We won't do the times like this. We won't use this. Why? Because it's so similar to x, okay? So be flexible a little bit. Usually in algebra, we put the times as a bracket, or we use the little dot. Mostly, if in the long, we use a bracket, okay? We seldom use this. This is sometimes very confused with the x, because certain students do the x like that as well. So x, which one is times, which is x? So you will feel confused, okay? So try to avoid those kind of thing. Sometimes something we do is just as a habit, a good habit for mathematics. Okay, Eliza, can you do this question? Eliza, can you do this question? Good. Very good. Show the step first, and then right, show the step. At the beginning when you learn, show the step. Later you may ignore it, but at the beginning I prefer you show. Okay, very good. Let's deal with the same index, that is x, same base, okay? That is x. And then the y, we have nothing to do with it, just copy it down. Okay? Very good. Fantastic. Mark your not yet. You have to simplify. Simplify first. The x haven't simplified. The last step always has to simplify your answer. Good job. Mark your answer. Very good. A good habit. Always mark your answer. Okay? Good job. Okay. Well done. You understand it all. Okay, let me explain one more time to you, student. In here, we have the constant. First, we deal with the green color. Green color is the constant. In mathematics, constant, that means but being so. Something you cannot change. A fixed number, how can you change? So that's why a fixed number is a constant, okay? 6 times 6 is 36. Okay, and now let's go to the same base. Base x, this is the base x. If the base is the same, then we add the index together. 2 past 3. The little guy is called index. This is called base. I remind you one more time, B-A-S-E. Let me, oh gosh. Let me make it smaller. This is called base, B-A-S-E. It's hard to write on the computer. Sometimes when write, it becomes another word. So I understand. Okay, so, and the little guy here is called index, exponents or power, okay? If the base are the same, the red color, the base is x base, okay? You just pass the little guy on the top, the index, pass them together. So 2 plus 3. And the last one is y. You don't have anything about y, only have one stand there. So just pull it back to there. We don't need to do any pass or take away. So put back the y to the 4th power. And then after that, the last step is simplify. Okay? Here you simplify. Simplify, that means make the thing used easier to understand. Okay? For example, 2 plus 3, you need to make it become 5. That process called simplify. All right? Okay. Copy the question. Well done. Good job. When you finish, please let me know. Give a thumb up or okay. That would be good. Good. I love confident students. Remember, you are all great kids. All right? You can excel in academic anytime with the right teaching and right passion, and also add up a little right practice. Okay, let's go for next question. Question 17. We have, this time we use U. Since what we learn is called algebra, that means it can be anything, any letter, A to Z, any letter. 7u to the 2nd power, v to the 5th power times 9u, and then v to the 3rd power. All right, Santos, your turn. Remember, if u doesn't have anything, meaning you have a 1st power on the top, but we won't write it. If it stand alone, we won't write it. Santos, your turn. Please do this question for me.
Okay.
Good, very good.
Mm.
Your you don't have 3. Look at it. What I say, if it doesn't have any index on the top, it meaning 1 on the top. We just by habit, we don't write it. Take your time slowly. I know you are not get used to your pen. Take some time to learn how to use it. No worry, okay? And patience. Very good. 2 plus 1. Very good. And then now go to the V. We have done the U. Now we go to do the V. Look at V on the top, what you have? You have 2 or you have 5? Right. Okay, let's put back the equal right here. Okay, it's a good habit to put the equal here. Now, next step, the last step, simplify it. Very good. Now go to the V. Very good. Good. Right, it's smaller. The index has to be small. Remember, the index is the small letter on the top. Very good. And mark your final answer. Okay, good job. Correct. Okay, so let me explain to you one time, student. Good job. Very good job, Santos. So first, we look at the constant. Constant is the numbers, okay? 7 times 9, 63. Good job. So we settle the constant. And then we settle the alphabet. We settle U first. U, the one with the same base. Okay? So U, this is 2. Not, if not right, that means 1 is standard. We won't write down 1. Okay? So 2 plus 1. Okay? So, and then we look for the V. V is the black color. Okay? We look for the V. So V is black. Okay, so 5 plus 3, 5 plus 3, the index plus together. So we have V to the 8 power. So it's a very good job. Okay, please copy the question. Good job. When you are done, give me a thumb or indication that you finished copying. Good job. Good. Good job. Okay, let's go for the next question. Question 18. So we have U, V, times. Remember the little dot we call times. 4 U V to the 5th power. Okay, Carols, can you do it? Show the step, remember. Okay, put the equal, a habit, you have to put the equal. Okay, very good. Show the step. Very good. 1 plus 1. If do not have the index on the top, meaning 1 plus 1. Very good. Now simplify the last step. Write it slowly until you get used to it. I know at the beginning, it takes time to learn how to use the pen of the computer pen. All right. It doesn't matter. I understand. All right. When you use more, you will get used to how to use it. Let me a little bit. Yeah. V to the 6. Okay, mark your final answer. Good. Make it smaller. The index on the top, smaller. Very good. Very good. Good job. You're done. Okay? Good job. Okay, let me explain to you one time. Okay? First, we deal with the constant. If at the beginning of the term don't have the constant, what does it mean? It means in 1. We can ignore it. We just put down the 4. Very good job. Okay? And then we deal with the U, the one with the same base. U and U, if on the top doesn't have the index, what does it mean? It meaning 1. So that's why U 1 plus 1. This one has to separate a little bit, okay? Cannot put them too close. And then after that is the black color one, the V. We look for the V, okay? If doesn't have anything on the top, meaning 1 on the top, all right? So 1 plus 5. So your final answer is 4u to the 2nd power, V to the 6th power. Very good job. The last would be CEZ. All the students understand. Okay, I need to test CEZ. Okay, copy the question down. When you are done, give me a thumb. Good job, good job. Okay. $19. 10x y cubed. The 3rd power, we have a special name called cube. All right. Times 8x to the 5th power y to the cube. All right. CEZ, could you please do this question? Show the working step. Very good. Don't give me the final answer. Show the working step because show the other student. I know you know. All right. Could you please write this nicely? Show the working step. At the beginning, before we fully master the topic, the working step, show it is important. Very good. Good job. Good job. Mark your final answer. Very good. Good job. Good job. Okay? You all understand. Good job. So let me explain one more time. First, we deal with the constant. We times the constant together. That's why we have 80. And then we deal with the thing with the same base, the base x. The base x. So, right. So 1 plus 5, good job. And then the last one is the base z, okay? We have 3 plus 3. So that's why our final answer is 80 x to the 6th power, y to the 6th power. Remember, when you write on your notebook, the index is a small guy, has to be small, okay? Practice how to write it. Don't do it too big. This is not right, okay? It's a small letter on the top. All right, remember that. All right, good job, good job. You all understand it. Very good. So we can go for next rule. Okay, you master the multiplication. Good job. The other student, when finished, let me know. Okay, let's go for a new rule. Rule number 2. We focus on the index rule, okay? We need to have a rule so you can follow. If A, B, bracket to the m power, what does it mean? It meaning A has to be m power, B has to be m power. So this rule, the reverse also same. If you see this one, you can put it in this way, okay? Both way would be right. So I use a double arrow, okay? So when you look at the rule, you must be look both back and forth, okay? When you're doing it in the algebra, you need both way, okay? So remember this rule. This will be our rule number 2. Okay, give you an example. We have e.g. meaning example, 2x to the second power bracket to the 2 power. What does this mean? It meaning 2 has to be 2 power. Okay, I need to introduce you. Let me stop this one. I don't put the square. I will introduce you another rule. Okay, so x, this one put it in times to the second power. So we could 2 to the second power 4. So 4x to the second power. That would be our final answer. Let me introduce you rule number 3. Rule number 3. Okay. So we have a to the m power. Let me write the m nicely. And then m. Okay. So let me put this one first. Okay. So put this one first. It's easy for you understanding. Follow the alphabet. Okay, what does it mean? It means the index times together. This time only have one base. So the index times together, m. That's why here, this one times here is 1 times in is 2. Here is 1 times it is 2. Okay, that is the reason for it. Okay? Because we're using the rule number 3. So write down the rules number 2 and number 3. And write down the example. Take a little time to digest the new rule. I love your background. When you are done, please show me you copy finish. Good. Good. See, is that? Okay. Let's go down, do more example with these 2 rules. Okay. 21. 2x to the second power bracket to the second power. So first what we do, these 2 put to the first constant, okay? And then the x, these 2 times together, so 4. So it meaning 4x to the 4th power. Okay, another example, 22. P to the 4th power, bracket 4th power. So what we do by using the rule, these 2 times together. So p to the 16 power. Done. Copy it. Good job. Good job. Okay, now we go to practice. Once we understand it, I will give you lots of chance to do the question in front of me, all right? Then I know you know how to do it or what is your weakness from by doing. Then I point out your weakness and your strength, okay? We are not just memorize the theory is boring. But if we don't know the theory, we cannot do anything. Okay? Eliza, can you do this question for me? Fantastic. Mark your answer. Good job. So what we are going to do, we just put the index times the index together. So we have k to the 12th power. Fantastic. 24. 7k to the 2nd power. Santos, can you do this question for me? Put the equal first. A good habit, you have to always put the equal first. Very good. Remember, you have two terms in there. You have a constant term. Inside this parenthesis meaning the bracket, you have two terms. You have a constant term, you have a variable term. That means, what does it mean? You have your brother. This is your little brother in there, and you, Santos, there. Okay, if your two only give to yourself, it's not fair. You need to give everyone. So the 7 need to have we will put the 2 to the 7 first. We'll put the 2 to the 7 first. That thing of the 7 is your little brother. And then the k is you. And then you will put the k, right, do the k by yourself. The k also need to have 2nd power. Very good. Put the index on the top, 2nd power on the top. Good job. Okay, you can just mark this answer if you want it. 7 times 7 is 49. Also okay. Yeah, that is good. All right. Remember, you are not only, don't just give k 2nd power, but the 2 not give anything to it. Okay, think of there are two things. One is constant term, one is variable. So you need to give the thing fairly. The 7 is your little brother. You cannot just I want, let's say the 2 is a k. I eat all the cake myself. No, you need to give the same equal share to your brother as well. Okay. So the 7 need to have second power, and the K need to have second power. So if you want a perfect answer, 7 times 7 is 49. So K to the second power. Remember the second power, that means times itself, how many times. That is meaning the power, the index, okay? So 7 to the second power, that means 7 times 7, 2 times 2. So 49, all right? So mark the final answer. Yeah, good. Copy it. When you finish, let me know. Good job. Good job. Good job. Okay. 25. X to the second power. Let me put the 2 nicely. Sometimes really this pen, when we write something, help us to make our letter more accurate. Okay. Carols, can you do this question? Good. Okay. Mark your final answer. Remember the index must be smaller, the base must be bigger. Try again. Very good. Mark your final answer. Very good. So we only have one term, x term, so we times the little guy together. So x to the 6th power. Okay, good. C set would be your turn. 2b to the 2nd power, bracket to the 4th power. Okay, your turn, C set. Hi. Here you have 1. Remember, if don't write is 1. It's right that you times them together. You times them this to here. So 4 times 1 is 4. So your power on the top is not 8. Right. And then the B, right. 2 to the 4 power, what is it? 2 to the 4 power, what is it? Now let's analyze what 2 to the 4 power mean, okay? Very good, very good. Okay, 2 to the 4th power actually meaning 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You got the 2 4 times, so it's 16. Okay, very good. Or you use, let me make the B nicely. Okay, remember here has 2 terms. The first term is 2. Okay, 2 on the top is 1. So 4 times 1 is 4. The second term is your B, okay? So the B, the index is 2. So 2 times 4 is 8. That's why you have power 8, all right? And 2 to the 4th power, meaning 16, okay? Actually meaning 16. This is good. So that would be your final answer. Uh, if you don't have the calculator, I would prefer you have the calculator, okay? Told you learning how to use the calculator is very important for your exam. I would do it one more time. If you have the calculator, follow me, and then I will show you, send the video up to the group, teach you one more time how to use the index. Give me a minute. Okay, so we have 2 to the fourth power here, this one square, passive, okay? So we can input any power on the top, fourth power, 4. So we have 2 to the fourth power, and then we press equal, and then we have 16. So this is the way we use the index for the calculator.
Hello.
Hi. So I will send follow the calculator, practice how to use the calculator effectively. Okay, copy the question. When you are done, let me know. Good job. Good, good, good. Then we'll go to rule number 4. For index, we have a lot of rules we need to obey, all right? Good job. Now, I pause 2 more minutes, okay? Let you digest the information first. I don't want to go too rush. Understanding is very important. Understand the basic knowledge, then you will go very fast later on. Okay. Rule number 4. Rule, index rule. Number 4. Okay, so a to the m power over a to the n power. If the same base, your base are the same, your base is a, your base is a, the same. If it's divided, meaning minus. If the base are the same, and if it's divided, meaning minus. The same goes to rule number 5. If we have A over B to the m power. So we meaning A have m power, B have m power. Okay, I introduced 2 rules to you at the same time. So for doing the index calculation is just testing you how to apply the rules. Copy and take your time to digest it. No need to hurry, okay? Understanding is very important. Good, good. You are all great students. Very good. Okay. After introduce the rules, I like to give you examples. And then after my example, it will be your time to do the work, all right? You have lots of practicing time when you study with me. 5 to the 4th power over, this read over or divided by 5. 5 meaning 5 to the 1st power. Remember, 5, if I don't write, it meaning have 5 to the 1st power. We won't write the 1 on the top by habit. Okay, so how we do this question? Base are the same. We just 4 minus 1, divided, meaning minus. And then after that, simplify it. 5 to the 3rd power. Okay, then we mark here. Done. Okay, Question number 2. We have 3 over 3 to the third power. Again, base is the same. 3, what does it mean? Meaning 3 to the first power. First minus 1 minus 3. So 3 to the negative 2 power. Okay, let me introduce you one more rules. Okay, rule number what? Can you tell me? Rule number what? How many rules I have introduced to you? No student can tell me. I just say rule. Okay, you prepare the number by yourself. A to the negative m power. This negative meaning, think of this negative meaning 1 over. 1 over, think of it this way to remember, okay? So you have a to the m power. Okay, this is rule, need to write down. Why I need to introduce this rule? Because by habit, we do not like our answer to have a negative index in mathematics. This is the general habit of performing mathematics, all right? So the last step, think of the negative as 1 over, and then put back positive power, 3 to the second power. This would be a perfect final answer. Remember, when performing index, we do not like our final answer have a negative index. So that's why we use this rule to change the negative index to be positive 1. Copy it and digest what you learn. Take your time. No need to hurry, okay? Once you understand it, it will be your time to do the question for me. Maybe I do 2 more examples. I will do 2 more examples. After you copy finish, just give me a thumb. Let me know you are done. Good. 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 Okay. Question number 5. I will do 2 more examples. 3 to the third power over 2r. The first thing we do in here, we settle the constant. We have constant 3 over 2 is the constant. So we just we cannot do reduction for our constant. Just put it there. We don't change because we cannot do anything for it, okay? So now is the r. Remember the same base, meaning the index minus, okay? So let me give me smaller, give me more space. And then after that, always the last step is simplify what we do. 3 minus 1 is 2. So done. This is a perfect answer. Question number 6. 7k to the second power. Remember the index has to be a small guy on the top. over 4k to the third power. So we have two things in here, this question. We have constant is the number, 變數, okay? Number you can never change. You cannot change 7 to 5. That nothing can be changed, all right? 7 is 7. I cannot change Carols to be Eliza. Cannot change, it's a constant, okay? The name is constant, the 7 is constant. The variable, K, variable meaning A to Z, unknown, okay, or we call unknown, K. So first we settle the constant term, okay? So let me put the constant into red color, 7 over 4. So 7 over 4, put it back. And now the variable, K. Because the base of the K are the same for both terms, both. So divided the same base with the index divided, so meaning minus. So we have 7 over 4 k to the negative 1 power. I have told you before, we do not prefer our final answer is a negative index. This is a negative index. It's not good, okay? By habit, we need to change positive. How can we change positive? By using this rule. A to the negative m power. Think of the negative is negative beside the index as 1 over. So would be 1 over a to the m power. This is the rule you need to use to change. Okay, so the final step would be, why become bigger? Let me smaller. Okay, I need more space. Okay, so we would be 7 over 4. And that is 1 over k. This would be 1 over k, right? The 1 is meaningless in here. Okay, k over 1 over k to the first power. First power is meaningless, okay? So we don't do it. So 7 over 4k, all right? This k to the negative 1 power actually meaning you think of the negative is 1 over, okay? And then put it in the same color. And then this is k to the first power. But as I told you, the first on the top is meaningless. So actually meaning 1 over k. So put it in the same fraction. We don't need to write down the 1 because 7 times 1 is 1, okay? It's also something by habit we won't do it. So 7 over 4k would be your final answer. Is it okay, student? It's a little complicated. If anything happened to be not understand, just ask me until you get it. Copy the rule, copy the thing. When you copy the rule more, for me, usually when I give you further information for make you understand what I teach you, so I would use the circle or use the box to box the information. It's good for you to write down it, okay? Because sometimes we forget things. So with a box can remind us, with a note, a special note on, beside the working, it will remind you. Very good. Very good. Okay. So practicing time. So let's see. Question number 7. 10p to the 4th power over 6p. Okay, Santos, your turn. Remember a good habit, put the equal first. Right. We have two things in here, constant and the variable. First, look at the constant. Santos, look at the constant. We have 10 over 6. 10 over 6. What would you do when you see 10 over 6? When you see a fraction, 10 over 6, what does it mean? The first thing, what would you do? You would do simplify it, right? Simplification, right? We won't reverse the fraction. We simplify the fraction. Remember the word I taught you? Simplify. That means, what does it mean? Doing reduction. So we use 2, 2, 5, 2, 3. So would be 5 over 3. First, what we do, we would simplify this. So do the constant first, 5 over 3. And then we would deal with the p, because the base are the same. Right. And then, right. If it's divided, not meaning past, times meaning past, divided meaning very good. Very good. And then simplify it. Our final answer must be in a simplified form. Very good. Mark your answer. Great job. Mark your answer. Okay, let me make it smaller so I can see. Good job. Okay, let me correct you something. Your writing is very important, okay? I know it may due to the computer, okay? Here, the 4, do it nicely, okay? Because when you attend the actual exam, your writing is it has to be clear. If the start AI companion, what is this AI companion for? A participant has asked you to start AI companion. What is this for? I never used this function. Can anyone tell me? What is the AI function for? Let me denial first. I don't know how to use that function. All right, so copy it down first. Alexa, delete alarm. Remember, do revision. This lesson is a little complicated. We watch the video again, do revision, okay?
Hello.
Hi, Mùi Mùi. Mùi Mùi kêu mẹ mẹ à?
Say lỗ này kìa.
Say lỗ à? Oh, say lỗ. Hi, say lỗ. Hảo,咁我要走啦，你留低喺度傾偈啊。Okay, I will see you next lesson. Okay, remember do revision. See you next lesson. You are all wonderful students. I love teaching you. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.